Hey guys, it's Z here back after a long period of time, and I hope you guys are doing great. So, as you all know that I haven't been active on my channel because of some reasons, now I have decided to get back in work and entertain you guys in the best means possible. Starting from today, you all will see different forms of content on my channel, like rating edits. Of course, I will be making tutorials and edits too, and maybe remaking my subscribers a bit. So stay tuned. I will deliver what I am promising today in the upcoming 26 days of June. And I take that as a challenge that I will have to at least make 20 videos in total in these next 26 days. So if you guys don't want to miss any tutorial or any opportunity to be in my videos, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any more suggestions. As for today, I made this some sort of intro for my next edit, and as you guys always request that I should be making tutorials on whatever I make, so today I'm gonna teach you the first part of this intro, and I will teach you everything from the basics, like how I do it. So let's begin. First of all, you need to get all the materials you need, and don't worry guys, if you are out of materials, you can go and check out my Discord server. It has a lot of things which can be helpful to you, and especially whatever material I use in my edits, I mostly drop it there. So make sure to join my Discord server from the links below. Anyways, now moving on to the edit. First of all, I will make the background. So for that, you guys will need some manga panels. So I added the manga panels here and then adjusted their size to make them a bit small so that they can fit all of these beats like this. And now, firstly, you need to make sure that your screen ratio is like within 3-4 formats. So the one which I use is custom one. It is 920 x 1080. So I mostly use this ratio in my edits. Sometimes it's 942. Now the next thing is just to adjust your manga panels to fit the screen ratio. So I just cropped all of these manga panels so that they can adjust according to the ratio, like fit in there. There shouldn't be much black screen. If it is there, you should keep it minimum because we will give it canvas, so it will be just okay. So after adjusting your manga panels, next up you just simply have to go back to your first clip, I mean the first manga panel, and give it scale keyframes at the starting and the ending. And at the starting, just make the scale go up to 500. Now just give the scene graphs as me, just make them sharper, give graph to the second keyframe, make it go all the way straight, then give graph to the first keyframe and make it go a little bit smaller and a little bit down, just like that. Once you do that, just simply copy these keyframes from here and paste them on all the other manga panels that you just cropped. Once you do that, then to fit it to all the beats, you simply copy paste the first few panels and adjust them like they should be on the beat, nothing much more than that. Once you finish that, you can see that there are still some black screens here. So for that, we just have to simply give it canvas. Just scroll down in basic and there you will find canvas. Give it blur and select the very first one. That will automatically erase all of those black screen and add canvas there. Now we need to make it a little bit darker. So for that, I added a black screen here and then change its opacity to 30. If you guys want more darker, you can keep it at 40 or 50. That will work too. But for me, 30 was good enough. Now the next step is to simply compound clip all the clips below and then give them motion blur. So for motion blur setting, I don't really change much. I just simply keep the blur around 40 or 30 sometimes. It depends how much blur you want. So 40 is decent enough for this. We are doing this because we will add the ink splash green screen, this one, so that it will have that memory type effect on this. So you have to add that green screen above all of this right here. Then you have to adjust its speed graph. For that, just go to speed, curves, and give it flashing. And now you guys have to adjust the first part according to me. Make sure that the first half is up and the second one is down like that. And then it goes up again for some short time of period and then adjust it from the backside and stretch it to all the way where your clips end. Once you do that, simply enable optical flow and smooth slow-mo that will make it much more smoother. While it is being applied, you have to go back to video and then here you guys can adjust the size of this. You can rotate it as well. As you can see, I unticked this uniform scale option and adjusted its size and also rotated it a bit to 45-degree because that angle kind of looked good. So I adjusted it like that. Once you finish that, next step is to remove the blue background from here. just go to chroma key and select this blue color. Now make the intensity 100 and feather edge up to 40. Next, go to adjustment, HSL, and then reduce the saturation of blue color to -50. Next, select the lower clip, and then you have to make sure that its saturation is also -50 because we don't want any colors on that. Then just simply select all of this and make it a compound clip. Now simply move it up, and at the background, you need to add the logo or whatever poster you guys have of the anime. I'm using Naruto, so I will add that here. And now you have to simply remove the green screen from the upper clip. Just go to chroma key, select the green color and adjust the intensity up to 50. And also you need to feather it a little bit if you guys want. You can keep it at 10 to 12. That will be decent enough. Then go to adjustment and make its saturation -50. Then adjust your background like this, make it fit the ratio. And as you can see, we have memory type effect on this. Now you need to like add shadow to it and add the cutouts above. So firstly, for the shadow, just copy paste it, select the lower clip, go to adjustment, curves, and make the white graph go all the way down. That will automatically make it black. Now you can adjust it from the screen to make it go whichever side you want. Then just simply make its occupancy around 20 or 40. That is decent enough. Then for the background, if you need to make it more dark, you can go to curves and adjust the white graph just like me. You can do it however you like to make it a little bit darker. So after doing all of this, your background is all ready. Now the next step is just to do the cutouts and give them the other movement. So simply add your cutouts above all of this. And now make sure that both of these cutouts have the same size. Then make both of these a little bit small like this. And then make one go to the right side and the other one to the left side. And make sure that whatever value of X you are using in the first one, just inverse it. If it is in minus, change it to plus. If it is in plus, change it to minus. It will automatically align and set it to the other side. Now, firstly, we will give it some shades. So for that, you have to go to adjustment, curves, and then make the white graph go down from the middle like this. Then you have to mask it, go to mask of adjustment, and then select the split one and feather it a bit and rotate it to this side because we only want the shade to be from inside like this. Same you have to do for the other cutout, but with the opposite direction of the mask. So firstly, make its curve go a bit down like this, then mask it and split and rotate it to the other side and feather it same way as you did before. And now we will start giving them the keyframes, and after the keyframes, we will give them more effects and contour light and all the other effects. Firstly, for the starting keyframes, give it X and Y keyframe and a rotate keyframe at the starting. Then go to the next beat, add those keyframe there too. Now at the starting, make sure that you give it rotate and make it go a little bit down from the screen like this. For the rotation, you can keep it at 10 or 15. That is good enough. If you do it more than that, that won't really work well. It will look kind of odd. We don't really have the curve effect, so I just had to use this rotate. As you can see, it goes up and rotates back to 0. Do the same for the Sasuke one too. Now for the next beat, what you have to do is add scale keyframes here. Then go to the next beat and increase its scale a little bit like this so that we will focus on this character. Then make the character go a little bit to the center like this. Then select the lower cutout and add a scale keyframe there. Then go to the next beat and reduce its scale like this and make it move a little bit to the right side more like this so that it will have that movement. The first cutout will move to the front and the other will go back. Now select this third keyframe from the upper clip and then paste it on the next beat of the lower clip. Now all you need to do is change the value of X in plus. If it is in minus, if it is in plus, make it in minus. Next, select the third keyframe of your lower clip and paste it at the next beat on the upper clip. Once you do that, just inverse the value of X and you are done with the keyframing here. At the last one, you just simply have to select the second keyframe from each beat and paste it at the end. just like that. After doing all of this, your movement will be done here. You just have to give them the graph. Open the keyframe animation, give graph to the second keyframe and make it go all the way straight like this. And then do the same graph for each keyframe. And don't worry guys, the extra part of the graph will be removed later on. Firstly, finish the graph like this. Same goes for the Y graph and also the rotate. You just simply have to make it go all the way straight. Once you finish doing the graphs, what you have to do is go to the beat part and then go one frame forward, select all the keyframes here and then remove it. Do same for each keyframe and each beat, except the first one. This will automatically remove the extra part of the graph. Next up, you have to do the same as you did here in these graphs for the clip below. Once you finish that, you will see the result that the graphs are looking good, it is smooth, and it works exactly as I made the intro. So guys, the base of our intro is done here. Now we just have to add more effects like contour light, shadows, and the text. So firstly, I would like to add contour light here. So for that, just simply copy paste your cutouts and put them above the main one. Then go to their adjustment curves and make them go black by dragging all the curves down like this. Now, as we had masked them before, so just simply remove the mask from the adjustment to make them all black. Now copy paste the cutouts once again and put them below these black ones. Now we have to make them white. So just exactly do the same, remove their mask first, then go to their curves and then make white graph go all the way up from both sides like this. Then go to the basic, change the saturation to -50, exposure and contrast should be 100. After this, you have to adjust the black cutouts of both of these characters. What you actually have to do is adjust the position of these so that there is some white line for the contour light. Here, I would recommend that don't do anything with the graphs or open keyframe animation and adjust it manually. No, don't do that. Just simply go to each keyframe and then reduce each X and Y by -5. And then for the next cutout, reduce the value of Y to -5 in all keyframes. But for X, keep it in +5. One should be in minus, one should be in plus. So that's the way how you do it. And you have to do this with all the keyframes manually because we already gave them the keyframes. We cannot really do them again and again by just giving them graph or adjusting them with the graph panel. So you have to do this a bit manually. It is a bit confusing, but it's simple. Let me explain again. You just simply have to reduce the value of Y by -5 and then reduce the value of X by -5 too. And at the other cutout, increase the value of X by +5. Simple as that. Once you finish doing this, your clip will look like this. You have to simply compound clip all of these 4 clips here, the one with the white and the black cutouts. Now give it glow 2 effect that will add the glow on it. If you want more glow, you can keep its glow around 70 or 30, that is fine. Then simply go to its occupancy and change the blend mode to screen. Next up, we can try to add some background shadow to these characters. So for that, copy paste the cutouts. As before, just make them black and also remove their mask. Once you do that, all you need to do here is add blur effect to both of these cutouts. And as you can see on screen that it adds that shadow behind these characters. And now most of our effects are done here. We just only have to add some occupancy frames and also add the text. So firstly, for the occupancy, you have to add a black screen below all of these cutout, but make sure it's above the background because we have to make it black a little bit. So add the black string here and then split it at the second beat like this. Then make its occupancy 0. Add a keyframe at the starting of it. Then go to the next beat, change it to 60 or 70. It depends upon you how much dark you want it. Then go to the next beat, add a keyframe there. Then at the ending, make its occupancy back to 0 or you can keep it at 20. That works well. Now just simply open its keyframe animation and give it the graph exactly like me. Give graph to the second keyframe, make it go a little bit straight and down like this. Then for the last keyframe, make it go all the way straight like that. Now for the cutouts, select the second cutout and the part where the first cutout is coming in the front. Add a keyframe of occupancy there. Then go to the next beat and change the occupancy to 60 or 70, or you can keep it at like 20, depends upon how dark you want it. Then go to the next beat and make it go back to 100 like that, so that it moves back to 100. Then for the upper cutout, do the exact same. When the second cutout is coming in the front, change its occupancy to 60. Then a little bit forward, change it back to 100. After doing it, just simply give them the graph as we did before. Just make it go all the way straight like this from both of the keyframes. As you finish your graphs, your intro is done. All you need to do next is just the text. And if you guys want to add zoom to it or anything else, you guys can do that too. I'll teach everything here. Just wait and watch. As for the text that I did here, firstly, you have to add the text here. Now you can change its content to whatever your name is for the character, and also change its font style. You guys can use a lot of different fonts, whatever you like. I just choose a random one from here, which I like. And if you guys want any of these fonts, they are available on my Discord server, so you can get it from there. Now for the adjustment of the font, you can change the character spaces to 4, or if you want it less, you can do it however you like. Then put it above the screen at the top like this. Now copy paste it and then select the upper one and change its color to black like that. Then select the lower one, go down, enable the shadow, make the opacity 100, blurriness to 4 or 5, and distance to 9. And for the angle, keep it between 80 to 70. Now for the upper text, make it a compound clip, and then you have to mask this video, mask it in circle, and then give it feather after inversing it. Now go back to its basic and move it a little bit to the left side or the right side, wherever you like, to give it that shading. Now next up, select both of these and compound clip them. Then go inside this compound clip, and here I will add an effect here, which is water ripples, to make a background below it. And the white screen that I'm adding here right now, you guys don't have to add it. I just add it here because I want to check how it will look. So after this, you have to simply add a black screen below this text like this, and then go to mask and mask it according to your text and make it like in some zigzag format or something like spikes or something. I don't know, just try to mask it like this so that when we give it that effect, it will do the ripples and all, and it will become the background for our text. Once you mask it, go to effects and search an effect called water ripples, add it below the text. Now you can adjust it according to your need, but make sure that the vertical is 100. You can adjust its speed, make filter 0, size is adjustable too, and the twist too. It depends upon how you want it. If you think it's good enough, just remove the white screen. Just go back from this compound clip and check if it is looking good with your clips. If you want to further make it better, what you can do is reduce its occupancy to 60 or 70, and also add blur to it up to like 20, but make sure you add the blur above it, not on the clip. And once you go back, you can see that it looks better now. Now just you can add keyframes to it however you like. You can make it come from up to down and down to up, however you like. I just add the keyframe at the starting, one at the ending, and at both parts, I made it go out of the screen at the top part. Then right before the ending, I made it go back to 0 like this. And then for the graphs, you guys can see on screen how I do them. I give graph to the second keyframe and make it go stretched from both sides like this. And yeah, that's how I do it. I'm done with the graph. Same way you have to do the other text too. For Sasuke, I did the same. I just simply changed the text, nothing much. Just went inside the compound clip and changed the text, and also adjusted the black screen part, the background we added, and added the custom effect. Then if the text is too long, as for the next part, the text was too long for me, I had to adjust the masking of the black screen so that it fits the same size as the text. Once you do that, you can adjust it however you like. You can keep it up, down, right, left, wherever you think it looks good. Once you are finished with all of these things, you are almost done with your intro. The next thing is just that transition, and also adding scale keyframes after compound clipping all of this thing, or you can export it and import it back. I just simply compound clip all of this and then copy paste it because I don't want to make another one here. Now for the transition, what you have to do is firstly make a white bar. So I added a white screen here, then masked it into film strip and rotated it to 90-degree. Then I simply added some feather. After that, you have to add the text above it. So add the text and make it black. And now simply adjust the text according to whatever you have written here. Once you do that, you can simply export the still frame in 4K and add it back in your timeline. Now make sure that you keep it between both of these clips and it shouldn't be too far away from the first one and not that long for the second clip. Just like this, keep it in middle, then give it a X and Y keyframe at the starting and make it go out of the screen from the right side and then go at the ending and change whatever the value of X is into inverse. If it is in plus, change it to minus. If it is in minus, change it to plus. Once you do that, now you have to simply give it the graph. So open the graphs and give graph to the first keyframe and leave it there. Give graph to the second keyframe, then go at the middle of the clip and see if it is looking in the center of the clip when it is on beat like this, then it's okay. Now just simply compound clip it and give it motion blur and keep the blur around 20 or 30. That is just okay for it. Now for the zoom outs on the clip, you can just simply add a basic zoom out on both of these, then copy paste them on the next beat as well, and you're done with the intro. Now, if you want to add any transition, any glitch, or anything above all of this, you can add that. And after doing all of that, in the end, just simply add wide angle above it. And as you can see on screen that your intro is done, you don't really have to do anything much. I hope this tutorial was helpful. It was quite a bit time taking, I know, and it was boring as well because of my voice. But anyways, that's how I did this intro. As you guys always request to make tutorials on whatever I make, so I have started to do that now. Thanks a lot for watching. If you guys have watched the whole tutorial, I really appreciate it. See you guys in another video. Till then, bye bye.